Oops, I forgot to take off the repeat. Hey, everybody, I'm Rick. Welcome to Talking Habs. We get your daily fix of Blue, Blanc, Rouge. I'm here with Pete the Fist, and we're going to do post-game show. We're going to talk about the game, whatever you want. I've got the numbers on the game, just a little bit from the game, 3 stars. So I'll show you that. And we'll just talk about the game, which wasn't a very good one, not from Montreal's standpoint, that's for sure. With a lineup that featured – a few good players on our side, and on the other side, that wasn't the case. And yet they outplayed us without a doubt. They outplayed us, and the results were what they are. It's a preseason game, so it doesn't really matter. But let's break it down if we can. Your thoughts on it out there. Pete will give his thoughts. I'll give mine, and we'll talk about the game and go from there. Plus, I wrote a poem this morning, assuming by the lineups that I saw were going to be that Montreal was going to win, and they didn't. But I'll read the poem anyway soon, and you'll see how wrong I got it. It doesn't always happen. We'll see who's here right now. Daryl Adams. Hey, Daryl. Welcome back. What young guys you think will make the team? Considering they already sent Joshua Roy back to Laval, Owen back to junior team. I guess, ML Heineman he had a good game. I noticed him out there. He was flying out there. He's got a really good shot. And then Ullinen, I would think, still has a shot. He's still in camp as far as I know. I don't think they cut him yet. So those two guys. Now, Ullinen played here last year a bit. So maybe it's not the same, but I think he needs to earn a job. And so basically Heineman, was in Laval now, so he's not going to make it out of camp. And Beck is down in Peterborough now, so he's not making it out of camp. Pete, you want to answer? You got any other ideas of who might make it?
At this point in time, no. I think it's still wide open. Tonight's game was wow. We've got some things to work on, that's for sure.
Yeah, but that's what preseason's about.
And out of tonight's lineup, who will make it?
Or not just tonight's lineup, but of the young prospects.
But of the younger prospects, I don't know. Like, I heard them mention Gooley was playing for a spot. I think Gooley's pretty much a lock. I don't know why.
The way he's playing, I think, without a doubt, he's a lock.
Yeah.
He's playing well. And Gooley was good tonight. Gooley was
excellent. He got a goal. He got one of the goals.
Scored a goal, and he was good defensively, too. So Gooley was Gooley was good tonight.
I do remember you mentioning that, nobody was, or was it the TSN guys saying nobody was really talking about Reinbacher. And Reinbacher, I don't know. I was watching him a little bit while he was
barely noticed him tonight, I barely noticed him out there. Is that good or bad? It's not necessarily bad. It's not necessarily bad. His game's not flashy.
It's not great, but
his game's not flashy. So it's just there was not much offense from Montreal, so you're not going to notice that from him. But I just hardly noticed him out there, unfortunately. What that means, I don't know.
A couple of nice even keel hits and a couple of nice breakout passes and stuff like that. So,
you can see the potential, but also you can see Reinbacher not making the team to start the season. He's going back to Switzerland. You can see that, right? As a matter of fact, the surprise for me in camp so far was the fact that Reinbacher not looking as good as I thought he might look in this camp. And Mayu, by the way, it's pronounced, Mayu is looking good. Really good. Mayu looks like,
I think,
not what I thought. I thought, definitely going to Laval, and he's going to spend time there maybe next year. No, Mayu, I think, is going to Laval, but I don't know. He may make the squad this year.
It's like we talked about earlier in one of your other shows. I think halfway through the season, he might stick.
I could see that possibly happening with him now.
All depends on what happens. Like tonight, if Barron keeps playing the way he played, like I made a comment earlier.
He's going Laval.
Yeah, he was stone-handed. Like and slow.
He's struggling right now. He's like,
Yeah.
and he kind of had that last season. That's why he started in WoW last season.
Yeah.
And then he came up and he looked good while he was here. So
Yeah.
there's definitely this. It's not over for Barron, but he needs more time to develop.
He needs more development. He needs something. I don't know what it is. I can't put my
He needs
finger
to
on
go
it.
to Laval, play a lot of minutes, play well, get his confidence.
He's got to figure out the style that is expected of him. And
I think he's
got to play within his limits.
I think his confidence isn't there because he hasn't been playing great, and that didn't help his confidence, and then impacted that he's still not playing great, which is why Laval play big minutes, lots of ice time, and get his confidence back, which is what happened to him last season. So I expect that again. So, let's see. Did I miss out on anybody? Guru, hey Guru, how's it going, man? Pete's in the house. Oh, look at that. Hey, Pete. Audio Murphy, welcome back. Filibuster, welcome back. Andre, welcome back. Lucas, welcome back. Third show today. Yeah, Saturdays in the season. This season is going to be long days for me. Isaac, how's it going, man? Thoughts on Reinbacher? Well, we just talked about that. And Slaff's game tonight. Slaff was not great. It's not like you're going to go, wow, Slaff was great, but Slaff wasn't bad either.
No, I want to say out of everybody on the ice tonight, I think Slav stepped up from yesterday a little bit. He started playing the body a little bit more, and his wheels were moving. Not to the potential that he has. He has more in him.
Because it's going to take a while to reach that. But
he better start playing with that stick in both hands, and none of this floating around with one hand on the stick.
Look, those things I'm sure are going to get pointed out to him by the coach, and how does he react to it? We'll see. But I think he's playing well enough to say, I think he sticks here and breaks camp with Montreal.
I think so.
That's what I think. Justin, hey, Justin, how's it going, man? How's parenthood? Hope you're all well. Zachary, welcome back, Zachary. It was a good game. Listen, your team outplayed us. You guys got the better of the play tonight, without a doubt. Shouldn't have been that way with the lineups, but hey, that happens sometimes. Especially in a preseason game, it can happen. But, the better team won tonight because there's no doubt the Leafs were the better team tonight. Now, saying that, I have a feeling Monday will look different. Now, both teams will have better lineups. So you could say, well, the Leafs are going to have a better lineup. They're probably really going to kick our ass. I don't think that's what that means at all. So I think there'll be a better look on Monday. And then when the season starts and we open up against Toronto, I think the Habs are going to do just fine.
Defensively on Monday, I think you're going to see a lot more improvement. I don't think you're going to have as much loose play, let's call it. Tonight I found that the defense was just they were getting drawn out everywhere. And they were like Toronto wanted to open up the center of the ice in the offensive zone, our defense, and they did draw our defense apart and brought them out to the corners and out to the half boards and whatnot. And that just killed us.
Yeah.
That opened up so much space for Nyes.
Just really weren't very good. Nyes was good. Definitely Nyes was good. As a matter of fact, let me show you guys I'll show you the 3 stars. He made one. Where am I? Oh, I didn't call everything up. I got to bring it up. I thought I brought that stuff up. Right here. Hang on a second. And right here. Let's get that up.
Yes,
there.
Zachary. Too many giveaways. I agree. Yeah.
All right. 3 stars from tonight. Martin Jones gets the 1st star. Caden Gooley with the 2nd star. And Matthew Nyes with the 3rd star. Yes, Gooley was Nyes was good tonight. No doubt about it. Nyes is going to be a good hockey player. Caden Gooley was better and deserved the 2nd star because he played a great game as well. So I don't think there's any knock to say Gooley shouldn't have the 2nd star because I think Leafs fans are going to say that. Gooley was good tonight. Defensively, he scored the goal. So both sides of the puck, he was good tonight. While we're at these stats, here's the game line. What do you call that? From the game. So we outshot them 34-22. We were 61.4% in the face-off circle. They were 38.6. We were 0 for 5 on the power play, but they were 1 for 4. And 20 hits each, and they blocked double the shots we did. So if you look at those numbers, you go, well, Montreal didn't have that bad a game, but they did. They did. They were very there was no cohesiveness to their game. No flow. The passing was no good. It was just not a good game overall. It looked to me, I said this to Pete earlier, it looked to me like they picked 20 guys at random from wherever and just threw them out on the ice to play together for the first time. That's what it kind of looked like. So, yeah, this was not good. They got 2 games to get their act together. We're going to see an improved lineup on Monday. And I would think next Saturday when they take on the Senators in Ottawa, we're going to see the lineup that's going to break cap. So we'll see what happens with that. Definitely the Habs can look a lot better. They will look better. Just how much so, I don't know. But, I mean, I haven't lost hope or whatever. Like, this is just preseason hockey. So it doesn't necessarily mean a thing.
No, and like I said to you before, you're not going to know where the team is at until at least 10, 15 games into the season, and that's when you're going to be able to tell which direction we're heading in. Are we going to be the same as we were last year? Are we going trending upwards, or are we trending downwards?
There's a lot of young guys on the team, so a lot of sophomore players next year.
Yeah.
If a few of them have that sophomore jinx, we could be trending downward a bit.
We could.
That could happen.
Well could. Especially if we keep that bloody Alex Burrows behind the bench. He's got to go.
Again, I'll just only say this. They're probably waiting until they get the legitimate power play quarter. Words aren't coming out of my mouth right. Power play. Yeah, I'm not drunk, I promise you. Power play quarterbacks, we don't really have one of those. We don't really have one. But it is definitely frustrating that year after year after year, this power play is just ridiculous. I said this in the earlier show today. Habs power play is at mid-season form. It sucks. Right? It's mid-season form. That's what they look like during the season, man. It's horrible. So that's kind of frustrating. But I dare say once the season starts, we're going to see a little bit better of a power play. But just
are we though?
Not yet. I think so. I'm not saying much better. They were 16.7% last year. I think it's a little bit better than that, but I'm hoping for more. But once at the end of the season, when Lane Hudson does get here, I think that's when we're going to start to see the difference because that guy is going to be a power play quarterback.
Yeah, he is. But tonight, one of the things that I noticed is there. You know how I hate that drop back pass. But whatever. I'll get over that.
Every team is doing it now, though. Every goddamn team doing it almost every time.
What upsets me right now is we are doing 1 to 3 too many passes. Shoot that damn puck at the net. Like, start shooting it. Go for the rebound.
I have to say, I kind of noticed there were a few times like I shoot the puck.
One too many passes. There was one too many passes.
But shoot. That's what preseason games are about, though, right? Getting that shit out of your system by the start of the season. So this is what I said to you, that there's a lot of factors here that, could then go right once the season starts that just didn't go right because it's preseason. I don't know if that doesn't make sense. Fine. It made sense in my head anyway. So,
well, as long as it makes sense to you.
It's true, though. I mean, it is what it is. Let's see. Guru, what was the first show today? Oh, I did the Saturday Hockey Talk and made it a pregame show. I did that at noon, and that'll be how it's going to be during the season. I'm going to do Saturday Hockey Talk. We play most games. Most Saturdays there's games. So Saturday Hockey Talk at noon, and then I do these 2 shows. So, yeah, it's the new thing. Now, where you are, though, and where Pete is, yeah, noon is 9 o'clock in the morning. It's a little early.
I'll be up early tomorrow.
I'm up early every day.
Well,
But 9
yes,
in the
so
morning, I don't think I want to be. I got to get online. I know I wouldn't want to do that. Just even to watch something.
I'm just kind of
Early.
panning through all the comments here. Zachary Candido, which sign are you referring to? The Habs one or the
Domi.
Domi one?
Domi's on the Leafs. Zachary's a big Leafs fan. Domi's
Yeah.
on the Leafs now, so that's the sign. Guaranteed that's the sign.
Yeah.
Eric says, I think these guys play better when playing with same pairings or lines and not mixing it up each game. But this is what preseason's about, right? Remember this. Preseason is about evaluation, right? Part of the evaluation is they want to see for during the season, in case a guy gets called up, if there's injuries, whatever, and these guys have to play together, they want to see was there chemistry there, so we know for the future. They want to see certain things from guys so that they can know how they're gonna kind of judge how they're gonna play, who to call up, that kind of thing. It doesn't make all the time for great hockey and fluent, flowing hockey, and that's what we're seeing, I think. Does that make any sense to anybody? Came out of my head. Must make sense.
Came out of your mouth, not out of your head.
Well, it's from my brain, so sometimes, not all the time, is my mouth and my brain connected. But in this case, I think it was. Too many giveaways, says Zachary, by us. And Jones was great as well. Jones was great. I mean, they ran into a hot goaltender as well. Right? All those shots, right?
You know
all
what?
Shots.
If you can see the puck at every shot that's being taken at you, you're going to make the save.
I don't know that was the case.
Montreal didn't have anybody in front of the net. Really?
I'm not saying they couldn't have done better, but I don't think everything was a clear shot. But maybe you're right. But anyways, he made all the saves. That's what counts.
Yeah.
There's some punching and shoving as well. That's every game. Hey there, Joe. How's it going? Thanks for being here. I can't imagine. Oh no, it's probably like midday over there, right? Decent time actually, right? Isn't Armia our power play quarterback? No, because he's first of all not a defenseman, so that's not the thing. And Armia,
he is. He's our power play specialist.
He's our
gonna be the man.
I can't even make a joke. No.
He is a joke.
Armia, I don't expect to see Armia again, but they will. They'll play him in the next game. Watch and see. But I've seen enough. Have they not seen enough of Armia to see that he's not interested in winning a spot? Right?
No, he's not interested in anything. Apparently,
he's not interested in winning a spot.
Even his facial expression, he looks like a ghost up there.
Right? For a guy like that who needs to win a spot, you'd think you'd see some hunger from him in his play, and there's nothing but no interest in what I see.
There's no hunger.
I've seen enough. I don't see how they haven't. He should have been part of the cuts and waive him. Seriously, waive Armia. Because having him here, if he's going to be that lackadaisical for the next 2 years, he is not worth trying to get out of that funk. He's not worth it.
No,
I'm sorry. I'm sure he's a really nice guy and all that, but
same goes for Gallagher. I watched the other game.
Gallagher lost a step.
It's not just that he's lost the step.
He couldn't keep up last night.
His hands hurt. They gotta hurt.
I don't know about that, but he couldn't keep up last night.
You've played hockey, so if you
not
think
any kind of level though, but I have played hockey, yes.
Yeah, but you need your wrists and your hands, right? Like that's a big part of your game, and
it's where your power comes from. It's where your power in your shot.
Exactly.
A lot of it comes.
Some of it comes from there. Some of it comes from the core of the legs.
Yeah, but a lot of it comes from that snap in the wrist. And
yesterday, when he was receiving pucks or making passes, it wasn't there. You know, that you have to have.
He's a step behind all around right now. That doesn't mean that, he's working it out here in training camp and he'll look better. I don't know, but he did not look.
He needs to be on a short leash. We got a few guys that need to be on a short leash, and that
but what do you do with him though? That's the problem with that kind of money. If he's healthy, he's got to play. Although if he's
Doesn't
hurting you,
necessarily have to play. You can just sit him.
no, if he's hurting you, yeah, no, if he's hurting you, I mean, you can't play him.
No.
Which makes the point for freaking Armia. He's not helping them.
Nope.
He's hurting them.
And, you know, maybe, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Management is smart. And in management, I believe, and we'll see what they do.
I hope they do the right thing. It's early yet, so I'm not giving up or anything, but I mean, there's something wrong there. Habs will not be doing well in the power play in the regular season. He will be. No, wait. What are you saying? Will not be doing well in the power play in the regular season. Not just. Oh, well, of course. That's why I said they're like in preseason form already, Joe. It looks like their power play is normal.
Yeah.
Nothing different.
And opportunities we had over the 2 games, I think they said.
Oh, shit. We had 6 last night alone.
Yeah.
And they got how many shots in 6 power plays? I believe 2.
So, you know, that's...
They can't acquire the zone and stay there. They can't set up because they can't acquire the zone and stay there.
It's like I said to you before the show. In both games, we've been chasing the play. We haven't been establishing dominance.
Right. I think that's
fair. We've been chasing the play.
I think most of the game, yeah, we're pretty much chasing everything. Yeah.
And somehow that needs to change.
Hey, Justin, have a good night, Justin. Good to see you.
Bye, Justin.
Zachary
somehow we
surprised
need to change that.
Yeah, sorry, say that again. I didn't hear it.
Somehow we need to change that, though. Like, somehow. And
well, again, that's what preseason is for.
Yeah, I know. But, you know, we had a whole season of Burrows doing this last year. You know, and this is the continuation of what his dream is. It's not working for me.
I know it's not working for me either, but I'm gonna trust in the fact that St. Louis didn't change him.
Why?
He likes what he likes his staff. I don't know. I remember hearing him talking about it, and but he didn't change him. He had the opportunity to, so there must be something there. I'm thinking, you know, I'm not gonna really call for this guy's job anymore till we've got the power play quarterbacks. Everybody's here in place, and they're still shit. If that happens, then it's definitely the coach at that point. But right now, he's still got room to skate a little bit because. But I mean, this power play should look better than this, man. There's some good hockey players on it.
There's some excellent hockey players on there.
What's going on, man?
You know, and that's why it's like the old conventional saying, states, shit flows downhill. And if you've got Burrows sitting at the top and he's not educating very well, maybe he's a poor teacher.
Maybe. But you think St. Louis would know? Like, I don't know. I'm confused on that because I would have expected them to replace him, but they didn't. We'll see. We'll see how that works out as a decision. And if he gets tossed maybe during the season, that could happen. Zachary, I'm kind of surprised Domi didn't play tonight either, but Domi will be in the lineup tomorrow. I fully expect, not tomorrow, on
Monday.
On Monday, I fully expect that, and then he'll be in the lineup on the opening night as well. So I think that's what the plan is.
I think what we'll see on Monday is probably a majority of what we're going to see for the rest of the season.
Yeah, you're going to see guys that are going to make the club for the season, right? Whereas tonight, still audition time tonight, right? And guys that are still in the running and they're not decided on will be in the lineup. But a guy like Domi, you know, he doesn't need to audition.
No, he's not auditioning, but you know, he's still
you know what you're getting. No, but you know what you're getting from Domi, so I can see why Domi might not have been in the game tonight, but be in the game, you know, on Monday.
Yeah, he'll be in there.
So yeah,
I don't know if they'll play Reeves on Monday. Reeves,
they're smart. Now they're smart. What did he do? Did he do anything? I mean, I don't know.
He looked a little slow. He had a couple of good hits. He's
some
slower.
hits, yes, but he's a little
slower than he's ever been.
Yeah, he looked a little slow, and I don't see him getting tons of minutes in a game. Like, what's he going to get? 8 minutes?
I don't know. Is it me or is the Toronto jersey fitting a little tight on him, or has he gone to a tighter jersey?
Maybe he has to look a little more ferocious and big out there. Like, I don't know.
Because, every other jersey that I've seen him in, he's been.
Could be the color scheme.
Yeah, maybe. I don't want to say the words chunky or fat.
Okay, but
out of shape. He almost looked somewhat out of shape during the game. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I couldn't really tell because I haven't seen Reeves a lot, so I can't. You could be right. You could be. I don't know. But you know who did look chunky?
Who?
Darren Traeger.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Did he look like he put some freaking weight on in the offseason or what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so too. I was talking about it.
The only person from TSN that I thought looked a little bit slimmer was that Frankie Corrado kid. The young kid with the short, dark hair, kind of looks like Burrows a little bit.
I didn't really notice him, I guess.
He looks a little skinnier, but yeah, Dregs, even the other guy that wears the makeup, does a lot of the CFL stuff. Is it Detition?
It could be Darren Detition.
The weightlifter guy? He's put on some bulk, and not the good kind.
Well, he might not have been able to work out when people like really muscular people can't work out, it turns to fat. You know that. Right? Well, yeah, you know that, so you know.
I know that.
So that could be that.
As I used to be.
But I don't know what's with Drager. He probably was busy, really, and he couldn't work out.
I don't know.
Because I haven't seen him that big.
I think he's been hitting the bottle a little hard.
It could be. I don't know. I don't know the guy personally, but I was really the first time I was looking at him this season so far, it's like, wow, that's noticeable, man.
That face is
I've been there before. And I've been there before where I put on the weight like that. And the way he was standing, you could see trying to hide it in certain, I know the feeling. I know exactly what he was probably feeling from that, And I didn't really want to make fun of him or anything, or call it out, but it's so noticeable on him.
Oh, totally.
Anyways, enough fat shaming now. I shouldn't be doing
What can you do, though?
No, it was so noticeable. I couldn't help it. Let's get back to this.
Yeah.
You're still got it really warm out there, Joe. Wow. Yeah, here we don't have that kind of good weather. Dave Poulin looked good as well. Poulin, yeah, when he's an ex-hockey player, he probably still stays in shape, I like Poulin. I like his analysis, and I like the stuff he says. He's very fair with every single team. He does not play favorites. I like that about him.
No, he's thorough.
And he's thorough, and he knows what he's talking about. I know he definitely. I mean, I watched him play for so many years. It's really good to see a guy like that who always on other teams. You didn't really like him as a player but he comes out, he's doing the analysis like that, and you got to respect him. He's really good. I really like Dave Poulin. I don't like a lot of people.
Actually, you know what? I don't want to go on about a lot of these guys, but this year it feels like a lot of them are a little bit more in touch with what's going on in the hockey league. Versus
are you saying they're not only talking about the Leafs? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Really, I haven't noticed because I don't listen to a lot of it. So
I've been listening to it, and they're a little bit more in depth with other teams. And they're not doing the big, oh yeah, so and so is a clear favorite to win the Stanley Cup. None of that crap this year.
No, it's been all over Twitter, that shit about them winning the Stanley Cup. I just reply, no. Leafs are not going to win the Stanley Cup. Are you guys fucking crazy?
The Leafs are still not going to win the cup.
And listen, I guess at the beginning of the show or at some point in this the game, there was a Leafs fan. I can't remember his name. First time in there, and he was doing that too about them. I said, "Are you serious? Are you serious? You're serious?" He said, well, this year is different. It's different. Like the 25 previous years, it's different. Just like those previous years, it's different. Did you win the cup in those years? No. What's different about it?
Leafs fans are diehards, and you gotta tip your hat to them. They're diehard fanatics.
I get that,
just like we are, and the only difference that I find is is some of the Leafs fans out there, they live in a bit of a fantasy world that every year they're going to win the cup, whereas
they get sucked in every year.
Yeah.
They forget the heartache that they went through for the last 10, 20 years, that it's the same over and over again, and they buy in fully as soon as the games, like the season starts up again, and they're like they just buy in fully.
Oh my God, we're 3-0, we're 3-0 preseason, we're gonna win the cup.
Yeah, or there's a big trade in the offseason. Like they buy right in again, and I like that's what I'm saying. I'm a diehard Habs fan. I bleed blue, blonde, rouge. Yet I find at least I'm realistic about their chances and about winning the cup. And this kind of like I'm not gonna go and brag like that. I may talk up some of the players a little more than than maybe I should, I guess. I mean, that's normal for a fan. But at least we're realistic around here about our chances and shit. But man, every year, like, when are they going to get it in their heads? Don't do that at the beginning of the year. You don't buy in so hard. You don't have the disappointment at the end. Exactly. And then if they do win, how much better is it?
Right? It's so much more exciting. And the fact that you didn't boast about them all season long, and then you finally get to the top of the.
Then you can boast your ass off. Then you can boast your fucking ass off at that point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Toot your horn all you want, but until you get there.
That's right. It's just annoying
a little bit.
It's just annoying that a team that hasn't won in so long can't win out of the first round hardly, and they're just boasting out there, better than everybody. Blah 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 blah. Where do you get it from? Where's this coming from?
I don't
know.
Understand.
1967 and before? I don't think so.
And, okay, I'm going to ask Zachary Candido this question.
Yeah, by the way, he's a good guy. He's
I know he's a good guy. I've had a few, we've had a few chats in here.
He's a good guy.
Zachary, please tell me, what is it about the Leafs that you personally became a big fan of? Like, what drew you to the Leafs?
Oh, I don't know if that's a fair question though, because that's not fair. Everyone likes what they like.
I just want to know from Zach.
What I would ask, you can answer both, but what I would ask is, what is it about him that you buy in so freaking hard every year, only to be disappointed and never learn to sort of temper your excitement until the moment where you should have it?
Well, I can answer that for Zach. It's TSN. That's why he buys into it.
That's somewhat. No, but that's somewhat. At some point in your brain, you go, listen, I'm not going to do it this year. I still love my team. I support them, all that stuff, but I'm not buying in like that until there's reason to be that.
Fair enough, Zachary. I buy into the fact that you love the players. I'll buy that one. Out here, I've run into a few Leafs fans, and they can't even name players. They just love the blue leaf.
Yeah, and I get that, and I get all that. There's nothing wrong with loving the team, the city you live in, and for no reason other than you just love them. It's just that why buy in so hard that they're going to win the cup every year and then just get their heart broken every year? I don't get that. That's all.
I don't understand that either. But maybe it's not for us to understand. Maybe it's for us to question.
Maybe that's it. That might be the answer. There's really no explanation. That's just the love of your team. And I get that too. It's just, I still, listen, I still don't understand why people like the Leafs at all, but I mean, I do, but I also don't.
I don't understand Vancouver fans. Just like you don't understand Leafs fans, I really don't understand Vancouver fans.
You could say that about a lot of teams. Listen, the Coyotes have fans. Yep. I don't understand that.
No.
I don't understand that at all. But hey, so I mean that, there's really no answer to it. Just that why buy in so hard to get such an ass kicking every single year? And it's not like there's been years where there were some years, but it's been a long time. I'd stop buying into that. Still love my team, still support them, still cheer for them. But, not going out, well, we're winning a cup, we're great. Austin Matthews is a god. Like, why?
Yeah, the Austin Matthews thing, and I mean, even though the Leafs have done all the work that they've done, they're still missing that one key item that they need. Can I put my finger on it? No. But in my heart of hearts, when I look at their roster and I look at what they've done over the offseason, the team is there. But now I'm kind of leaning towards the coaching and whatnot. And you put in a different coach, can he put them over that top and get them to the promised land? I think so.
Yeah,
Do I think
we're
Keith,
talking Leafs, right? We're talking
yeah.
Leafs.
Do I think
Yeah,
Keith?
I don't think
is
Sheldon Keefe's the answer.
I don't think
The
he's
guy
the
almost got fired. He was getting fired. He was
Right.
getting fired from the same management they have now. We're firing this guy.
Yep.
Dubas leaves. Oh, you know what? All of a sudden, Keefe is great. How has that happened?
Like you put in what's that guy? I can't remember his name in Tampa. The Lightning coach. What's his name again?
John Cooper.
John Cooper. You put him behind the bench there.
Probably a big difference.
Huge difference.
You know,
he puts them over there because he's going to bring that level of discipline that's needed. He's going to
coach properly.
Yeah, he's going to hold you accountable. Whereas I don't think Keith
does. Yeah, no, I agree with you there. I agree with you because otherwise these four prima donnas they have there would show up in the playoffs way more than they do.
Right? They wouldn't shy away from a puck. They would go dig for that puck.
They're chicken shits, so they would.
You know,
but you might see more. You know, if they really wanted to play for the coach, like I think in Montreal, the guys play for Marty St. Louis that way, where they give everything
through a wall for the guy.
Right. I don't think the Leafs do that.
I think this is gonna the Montreal situation. I think the team is gonna grow around the coach, and the coaching staff is gonna grow around the team. I think it's just gonna be a huge ball of fire that's gonna explode one day. And
well, you answered your question. You know what? You answered your question about Burrows right in that analysis there, and that's why Burrows is. They believe in him still, and he's part of the group, and that's what they're. I think that's what they're hoping for. So I think you answered your question. Is it right or I don't know? I don't know.
I don't think he's the right fit.
I still think you answered your question. I still think you answered it.
Yeah, I may have answered that question, but I don't think he's the right fit. I don't.
No, I tend to agree.
He's like Keith, right? You need something. We need something better.
I agree. I tend to agree. I'm not trying to make excuses for the guy or whatever. I tend to agree he needs to be replaced, but I think.
Well,
it doesn't happen.
He doesn't need to be replaced so much, Rick. But let's give him somebody elderly that has some experience that can work with him and show him how to work a power play, how to engage the players.
Can I say this?
Develop.
Can I say this? Why not just hire that guy and just hire that guy?
It would be nice, but. I don't think you're going to find that guy out there. What you're going to have to do is you're going to have
there's
to
teams with good power plays. No, listen, there's teams with good power plays. Listen, Toronto's got a really good power play. We're talking about I don't know their power play coach though. So what I was going to say actually is stupid because I was going to make a comment.
It's not stupid. Nothing.
No, I was going to make a comment on Keefe, but he's not the power play coach.
He's not the power play coach.
Right, so my comment didn't make sense.
Something that Keith does is he encourages players to forecheck, to have that active stick. And that's something that I've been preaching for like 2.5 years now. Get in on the forecheck. Have that active stick.
Okay, but as far as active sticks, look at Gooley's game today. There were a few guys today with some good sticks. Trudeau. There were a few guys there with some good stick work in the defensive zone. So Montreal,
unfortunately, it was on the wrong side. The other team had a much more aggressive active stick.
Right, but also
dating,
which probably caused the fact that I found Montreal got no luck with the puck in the offensive zone. Bounces weren't going their way. Like this was a combination of a bunch of things, but that wasn't happening for them. No bounces, nothing was going their way.
I'll agree with you there.
Like no luck.
Okay.
There's no luck there in the offensive zone.
But you also got to create your luck too, right?
Okay, there's a combination. I agree with you. You got to do it. some of it has to happen, and some you got to create on your. I agree, but they weren't doing either. Nothing was happening, and they weren't creating the luck. With the bad passing, the passing was horrible.
And it also comes down to the fact that none of those players have really had time to gel with one another, like you said earlier in the program.
There were enough guys here,
but yeah,
it just looked like that. But it shouldn't have. Okay, well, I guess what I want to say is, yes, that's how it came out, but it shouldn't have been that way tonight.
No,
right? Although the first line, Caulfield, Suzuki, and Newhook was a good addition on that line.
Newhook could play there. Was beautiful tonight.
Yeah, Newhook could play there with them. There's no doubt, which makes me more confident. It makes me more confident in my prediction that he'll play on the wing with Doc. That makes me more confident I'm right, because on the wing, he looked good on the wing there with the. And now why
great on the wing? But didn't he take a couple of faceoffs too?
Yeah, he won. Every faceoff I saw Newhook take, he won.
I think they said, don't quote me, but didn't they say he was like at 68% on the faceoff?
He won every faceoff I saw, like few in a row too, and he won them. No, yeah. Newhook can win faceoffs. That's why him on the wing of a guy like Doc or Suzuki is great, because you got two centers. The center gets thrown out, the other center comes in.
Yeah.
And they're all right now. The centers are they're all really performing on the faceoff against lesser opposition right now, but still the numbers are there. It's encouraging.
I think Jason Teal is saying that Newhook was 6-2 on faceoffs tonight.
That's not bad.
That's
not bad
good.
At all.
That's bloody good. But
Zachary, by the way, says he doesn't like. Sorry, I was just reading.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I interrupted you, but I just saw there. Zachary says I don't like Keefe either.
I know, I saw that.
I wonder how many Leafs fans say that.
He said Keefe should go, and yeah, I agree. Keefe should go.
Joseph, I think you might be right. I'm not sure if they didn't have a couple of seasons here and there where they had a good power play, but under Carbo, power play was good. As a matter of fact, it was at some point the best power play in the league under Carbo.
Yep.
So that's the last time we had a consistently good power play. I'm sure we've had years where a power play was okay and decent, but
But under Carbo, it was excellent.
Yeah. Jason also says Heineman was actually not too bad. He was throwing his weight around, a lot of energy, some good shots. He's got an opportunity, and I think he's the only one. I really do. I think he's now, with the other guys they sent down, he's the only one with that opportunity here. Now I'll say that, and probably we'll go off air and we'll find out he got cut. But yeah, Heineman, I think, like Beck last year where he was like cut on the last.
Yeah.
I think Heineman does that, and he might make the team. It depends. I think that will depend on whether they carry 3 goalies or not.
Yeah. I see Eric saying that he prefers Newhook on the second. Yeah.
Me too. I want to see him with Doc.
You want to see him with Doc, do you?
Yeah.
I didn't mind him on the first line. They had some great creativity.
Well, listen, but see, this is what it's great for, right? Because now the coaches know, without a doubt, Newhook could play there.
Yeah.
So if it comes down to that, Newhook could play there. Or if there's a need to have Newhook play there, you're going to get, there's some chemistry there and there's stuff to work.
There's some strong chemistry there, Rick.
I think that's what they were looking for right now, because I still don't think he's going to be the guy there, but he could be. And the reason I say I don't think he's going to be the guy there, I'm not sure about the size thing. I want to see a bigger. I want to see a bigger
small line.
Yeah, I want to see a bigger winger with them.
But
ultimately, Slav. Ultimately, Slav.
The speed that, I didn't rewatch all of the game. I rewatched portions of the game yesterday when Newhook was out there with the first line, and there were situations where just the speed and the hand-eye and the ability to see where Suzuki and Caulfield was
Newhook.
They were banging, and it could be a really scary, dangerous line.
Newhook has the speed, he's got the hands, and he's got some deceptive moves out there. So he's a quality hockey player. And
there was one point where I swear he looked off the glass to look back to see what was going on, and he put the puck behind the net, off the boards, and over to Caulfield off the boards.
Yeah, for sure. They must use the glass and the reflections to help decide things.
Like he was just
he's a hockey player. It's like St. Louis said, Newhook is a hockey player, not a guy who plays hockey. No. He's a hockey player, and
he's a hockey player that has come from watching some of the best in Colorado, right?
Yeah, I'm sure he learned some things there, right? Oh. And now he's going to learn some things here. He said he already loves his coach, and he's learning a lot from him.
Yeah.
And this guy, he can play. He's going to be in the top 6. I don't see him centering a third line. Makes no sense to me. He's a top 6 player.
He is.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Why not hire Carbo for the power play? It's a good question. Maybe Carbo doesn't want to do it at his age now. But I mean, that's a good question. I'm sure he's around though to consult. Zachary, you can love your Leafs, but you can also recognize other players that are good. There's no problem there. Hey, Randy, good to see you, buddy. I was at the Bell Center tonight. Awesome. Habs still don't shoot enough when they are open on the circle. And they had 36 shots. But I'll agree with you. They didn't shoot enough in
the shots aren't quality shots.
Tonight they weren't really. I'll tend to agree.
They were just
tonight. That won't be every night. I mean, that won't be every night.
We gotta get quality shots. I mean, like I said, if Jones can see it, he's gonna stop it all. Like the Habs made Jones look good tonight.
Well, NHL goalies, if they see it, they should be able to stop it.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
Like and Monty, like, don't get me wrong, I love Monty, but come on, buddy, you got to protect the post. You got to be ready for the wraparound.
Well, if you saw how that puck went in, I mean, you were talking about like a fraction of an inch off. You know what? That's what preseason is about for these guys. So yeah, he made him. It wasn't great, but he'll learn from that, and hopefully that won't happen again. But that's what preseason is about for these guys.
He cheated too long to the other side, and then it didn't happen good enough, and he didn't get the flip placed properly. So, and that's because he's also concerned about the D in front of him, because you got one D over there, then you got the other D over there, and they're too spread out.
Okay, but it's still, all of this is part of what preseason is about: getting your game back, getting your decision making back, all that stuff, and that getting your timing down for things.
For sure.
It's about. So I wouldn't come down hard on Monty for a mistake like that.
No, I'm not coming down hard on him.
Not in preseason. In a regular season game, you're free to do that because he's supposed to be ready for that shit by then.
Exactly.
But here,
I have an expectation level, and I want to see him at the top of his game at all times.
100%. I have an expectation level for Monty as well, but again, it's preseason, so this is what, he makes that mistake. He learns from it. And he realizes, he's got to adjust a little bit.
Yeah.
He hasn't got his whatever down pat yet. Man, that's what this is about. And yeah, Randy, he does have to be better. And I believe he will be better,
Yeah. Well, and I agree with Randy in a little bit there. He's waiting on the regular season to see if the real Monty, and then judge him.
Well, of course, that's what that's what I'm saying, right? Yeah, I mean, that's what we're saying, right?
All I'm saying is,
and it's for all the players.
Play to be a little bit better right now. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, again, I would love it too, but again, I realize it's preseason hockey. It doesn't really mean anything if it's not fully there yet. Now, the last game against Ottawa, if they play like this, I'll have a little concern because that's a game where they should be better. The whole lineup should be there. This should be a better game, and they're going to play against the Senators lineup like this should be a better game. So in that game, if they look like this, you have some concern. We're not there yet. It's only still 2 games away, but that's a lot, really. You know? I mean, they get another game under their belt before that game. They work out a few more things. That's what happens. Where was I? It would be nice to win, though, against a team with barely any regulars. It sure would be, but that's not what happened. Waiting on the regular season to see the real Monty. What a great answer I gave, eh? To see the real Monty and then judge him. Oh, that's what you were.
That's what I was reading. Yeah.
I was on a different comment. Okay, I get it. Zachary, give up the Leafs. Your life will improve. Some of buddies have had horrible stomach problems supporting them for 6 years. It's kind of what I was saying, right? No, just don't give up on your team. Give up on buying in so hard that they're going to win the cup. Stop doing that. The disappointment won't hit so much. You won't have so much stress during the season. That's what I say. So for Josh Anderson and Sean Monahan are looking good so far. Yes, I think so. If Andy was in the game, we would have had another goal because Andy almost always scores against Toronto.
Yeah, he does like to score against Toronto.
Zachary, I don't think he was saying anything mean. He's just joshing you. Don't take any offense to what he said.
Yeah.
That's just he's pulling your leg. It's that's it. That's a friendly way of busting your chops. Nothing wrong with it. So don't be so sensitive on that. Besides, I'm going to do it now. You're a Leafs fan. You should have a harder. You should have a harder
Don't
outer
say
shell.
it.
A harder outer shell.
A thick skin.
That was the word I was looking for. Thick skin. Anyways, again, I'm joshing you. Kovacevic and Gouli look not bad. Kovacevic. I thought he looked good tonight too.
Yeah,
he had some nice plays.
I'm still a big fan of Kovacevic.
Yeah, he looked good tonight too.
The kid can skate. He can throw.
Yeah, definitely.
I still need to see more of Gouli because, oh my God, I think they're. Yeah, I think
Gouli should play it. Gouli should be on first pairing with Matheson, not Savard.
Yeah,
I think he's playing well enough to earn that right.
Yeah,
personally. So, and we might.
I want to see more. I want to see him in a high pressure situation.
But he just looks so poised and calm and cool, and
I know it's too hard to believe, though, right? It's too hard to believe.
But he's doing it. It's not like he's fine. Like I thought maybe there'd be some sophomore jinx to his game this year. It doesn't look like we're going to have that.
No. So
he's not struggling in camp. He's out there making plays and just looking good. So Gouli.
But do you think Gouli and Matheson? That's two real hard offensive defensemen.
No, I think you're wrong. Gouli is kind of that two-way guy. Yes, Gouli's got an offensive game, but Gouli's got a hell of a defensive game. So when you match him up with a guy like Matheson, to me, who is an offensive defenseman, I think that's a good matchup.
Yeah.
You know what? On your first pairing, if your stay-at-home guy is a good two-way defenseman and can chip in, I think that really is what you want. So I see them making a good pairing.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of all the cough ups that Matheson tends to do. Like
that's why you want a good defensive defenseman like Gouli there, right? Man, Gouli made some really good defensive plays tonight. He's got his defensive game down.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's the pairing.
Yeah, we'll see what happens there.
For me, anyway.
That guy paired with.
Third pair, probably switching around with Kovacevic and Harris. And I think Lindstrom. I think we might see Lindstrom.
Harris looking a little bit scattered. Is he overthinking the game?
No, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I think Harris has been okay. Again, it's preseason. He's working on things. And they're working on things with him and telling him kind of what they want to see from him in the game. And that might affect, his play a little bit and might make him look not as good. But it's preseason. Yeah,
because it almost seemed like he was overthinking the game.
It could be. He's a sophomore. I mean, he might have a sophomore jinx. I don't know. But I thought Harris was pretty decent. I'm not sure for a second pairing. You got Savard who's going to be on that second pair. So he's not an offensive defenseman. So who do you put with him?
You know what? I'm going to go back to this too. I still think there's another move coming.
Well, I do too, because if they're not waiving Armia, they got to move him. I think there's still room for some movement. 100%. I did say it in the video. There's another trade probably coming.
You were saying earlier that when we were talking that they just kept playing Norlinder, and they just kept putting him out there.
Yeah, but he's not
going to showcasing him.
Yeah, but it didn't work then because he didn't look good on the freaking defense.
No,
I mean on the power play, he did not look good. So if they're showcasing him,
awful. But if
it didn't work. If I'm a team looking, okay, showcase him for me, I go, yeah, maybe not.
And he failed.
Yeah, he's going back to Laval, and I think next year he's going to go back home if they don't move him to another team. Or his contract runs out. I don't know what.
Something about going back home now?
Well, they thought he did. He played a preseason game back there, and they thought he was going back, but it was just a game, and he came back here.
Joseph, what do I think of popcorn?
Where's that?
I have a love-hate relationship.
Oh, that's on the bottom. I like popcorn, but with my diabetes, corn, I don't eat corn anymore because there's no value in corn.
No.
As far as it doesn't do anything, there's no value. There's just, it can make sugar in your stomach.
It's just carbs.
Right. So there's no value to it. So it's not great for diabetics. So I stopped eating corn and I eat very little. I liked popcorn. I don't eat it anymore because of that.
As long as it's soaked in butter and salt.
Which is the worst. I mean, that's horrible for you. But it's the best way to eat it, right?
Right. Soaked in butter with salt and pepper and garlic powder.
Garlic powder, that's different.
Oh, yeah. Throw some garlic powder in there.
But it's a little different.
It's different, but it tastes good.
Oh, here's a question I want to roll up for. Hang on a second.
Right.
Shadowman, do you think Montreal finishes at the bottom of the Atlantic or good enough to finish higher? You take that one first.
All depends on how we play the season.
Wait a second, Pete. Stop right there. That's very vague. Of course, that's what it depends on.
If we play like we played tonight, if we
play like, then we're finishing on the bottom for sure.
Oh yeah,
yeah, for sure.
If we play with no cohesiveness, we're finishing at the bottom. If Marty can get these guys on the same page, which I believe he can, there's no way we're finishing on the bottom of the Atlantic.
Oh, I wouldn't say that, though. I don't disagree with you to say that if he gets them playing the right way.
We're not going to be on the bottom.
Okay, and I agree with that. But for me, I say, and I have this in my season preview. I say 7th or 8th, 7th at best, probably 8th. Why do I say that? I think we'll have improved play over the year from the team, but there's too many teams that are also improved. It's a really tough division, and I don't see them leapfrogging over more than one team.
Yeah,
I really don't. Not that it can't happen, but that would be like a surprise. For me, I can't really predict that. So I'm saying 7th or 8th.
Yeah, 7th or 8th. It's a hard prediction. I agree.
No, I think it's not. I think more than likely they're on the bottom of the division. Did you say a hard division or a hard decision?
Hard decision. For
me,
it's a hard
I don't
decision.
think it is. I don't think. Who are they leapfrogging over?
Well, like I said, it's also a hard division, like you said.
Yeah, name a team that hasn't improved at least as much. As much as Montreal. There's not any that's improved less.
No.
That will fall that far back anyways. Boston probably improved less, but they won't fall all the way. But yeah, I don't see them leapfrogging over probably anybody. Maybe one if they're lucky, but I don't know.
I think Boston's gonna do a shock of the world thing, and they're gonna trade one of those tremendous goaltenders that they have.
They might have to. I don't know. We'll see. I don't really care about what Boston does, but
I want one of those goaltenders.
Now, listen. Now, them finishing 8th in the Atlantic doesn't mean they won't improve on their fifth from the bottom finish last year, because this is going to be a good division, probably the best division in the league right now.
Yeah.
And them finishing 8th, they could still finish pretty good. And I have them finishing a good bit higher than last year, but still.
Where did we finish again last year?
28th overall.
28th.
I think I got them at 21st overall at the end of the year this year.
Yeah, I was hovering around there too somewhere, I think.
Yeah, they're going to be somewhere in that ballpark.
23, 25, I think are the numbers.
Somewhere, yeah. Say, you can, for me, between 23 and, if they're really good this year, 19th or 20th. They should fall somewhere in there.
A lot would have to go our way in order for them.
Yeah, to get that high. I agree.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's going to happen.
Could happen. It really
could.
Happen.
It could. I'm not saying it can't, but it's unlikely that there's going to be that big an improvement this season.
Yeah.
At some point there will be. I just don't think this is the season yet.
No. Now, I know he was only out there for a period, and I'm putting this to you and everybody out there. What did everybody think of Dobish?
Dobish is a good goalie.
He looks beautiful.
Needs time in the AHL, but I don't think a ton of time in the AHL. But he's a goalie, and that's really hard to judge.
You see how tight he holds that post?
No,
there's not a lot of room between his head.
He's a big guy too. He's a big guy, I think.
There's that much room. If you're trying to go over that left shoulder when he's hugging that post on the left,
no, you're not. Only the real shooters. The real shooter, like Caulfield, can do it because he can
like
hit
a Caulfield or a Kane.
But you got a shooter like that can do it.
Yeah.
But listen, Dobish is no slouch. Dobish is got starter potential.
You see, does anybody see the knee movement though? The leg movement, reminiscent of anybody?
I can't say. I didn't really notice.
I was looking at it, and the way he was moving his legs, and he reminds me of a Carey Price. Reminds me.
Listen, I think we all fall for this, myself included, is that recency bias with Price here. That we say that about all of these Habs goalies now. And that
I don't throw that one out there.
That might be accurate because you got to think drafting, they're looking for guys that have a lot of tendencies that Price had. And that's probably what we're seeing is that they've drafted guys on purpose that have those tendencies that they hope they can develop into, that's what I think.
His movement was very crisp. It was very fluid. It was locked in.
He's a good goalie. He's a good goalie and he's got potential.
Oh, he looked gorgeous.
Yeah, Dobish's got potential. But a goalie, nonetheless, and he's at a stage where still you can't 100%.
He's very fragile.
You can't 100% tell with him yet.
No.
So he needs time. He needs a full season down in the AHL, maybe longer.
Oh, for sure.
Probably longer. But you could see maybe in 2 years, Dobish could be here as the backup.
Yeah.
And then maybe earn the job as a starter the next year.
I think they're going to hurt him by bringing him up sooner. Especially
they're not rushing it. Listen, I don't think they're rushing anybody anymore.
I hope not.
I think they know the how bad that is.
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna have to close it out here. I know I left a lot of comments on the board, and I'm sorry about that. I didn't want to go past an hour here tonight because I've been out doing this all day. So it's been a long day. But get used to this because during the season, most of the games are 7 o'clock or some 7:30 starts. The odd 8 o'clock start. Those games we're gonna be doing a post game show after. So like an hour after, we'll do an hour and like whatever. So get used to it. I hope you guys liked it. I thought I had a lot of fun. Thanks, Pete, for being here because I'm glad you came because I'm tired and I don't think I would. And I know your wife says that a lot of times, but I am glad you came. And
oh, you dirty.
No, because I was a bit tired. No, but having you here and energized me a bit. So I'm glad that you offered because I was hoping, and I said it earlier, Pete might join me. I would think in the post-game show. I had a feeling, and I'm glad you did. So yeah, thanks for being here because it's always good to have you here.
Hey, I love being on here. It's fun. It's great. and I love chatting with all the people out there. So
Good conversation tonight.
Yeah.
And I like this, I like this better than doing the pregame show. Why? Because we got a game. We're fresh on the game. We can break it down and have, some really good conversation. Whereas the pregame show, it's sort of, it's good. I enjoyed them, but it's not the same as breaking it down after the game. I kind of like it better.
I wish we could just somehow incorporate a few. There's some stuff that you and I need to talk about that afterwards. Real quick.
Well, we'll talk now after this. So everybody, thanks for being here on this the first post game show of the season, and the first of many. So, like I said, thanks for being here. Thanks for contributing. Have a great rest of the night. Until next time, stay safe. Peace out, and just have a good night. And ciao, everybody. We'll see you soon.
Night, everybody.
Back on Monday.
Stay safe.
Ciao.